I can just pull this down. It's already set. So let's see here. Of course, it doesn't need to be this big. It's smaller. You can actually see it. All right. So I'm going to leave the rest of the norm distribution work to you all, but I do want to do this data analysis for the rest of these. So let me go ahead and grab this. And I want this deflection angle. And we're going to place this in this particular column. And let's just say, okay. All right, we have our information there. I'm going to do it again. So basically, this beats you having to do a whole bunch of calculations, but you know exactly what you're doing. You know how to do the calculations on your own. You know how to make use of Microsoft Excel. You know how to analyze the information well. Right. I'm just going to leave all of that there. I'm going to go ahead and continue right on. All right, we're getting our mean and all of this other good stuff. Data analysis, descriptive statistics. That's in U. And say, okay. All right. So I can open this up. We can see everything there. All right. So now what I want to do is I want to take this voltage is 5 data points. And I want to copy and I want to move it right after. Is this before the sheet? Before. And I'm going to say, okay. So I'm going to say voltage, 30 data points, 30 data, I'm just analysis, voltage 30 analysis. All right. So what do we need from the other sheets? We need our voltage, okay, which we don't necessarily have, just like readily accessible. So I have to type it in. So this is going to be, actually, I can just do this. I can say, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to type in 6140. 6140. It just feels more expeditious. And then we have 4980. 4980. And then I think the rest of them are like 4,000, 3,000, 2,000, and 1,000. I think I was able to hold that voltage there. Okay. So we see that we have the uncertainty already calculated for us. Now we're not looking at the average wire twist on this page. We're going to look at it on this one. And so we have a different average. In this particular case, we're going to have our means. So this is our first mean. And then I'm going to have this one, second mean. This one. This one. And I have this one. And I'm going to have this one. This is 15. Let's see, what do we get? We had 16.4. So they're very close, okay? And all of these things should have been just calculated. The calculation should just continue to propagate through. The charge on the spheres, they're calculated based on what we've already done, okay? Let's see here. The spring constant is the spring constant. It's the same. And then we have our electrical force. It's going to be based on the spring constant and the average wire twist. In this particular case, we're going to call this the mean wire twist. I really wish I wouldn't have done that. I'm just going to leave that like so. And so here, our slope coefficient for force changes. Okay. And you'll see that the percent error is actually lower, you know, with this particular style of measurement. Okay. Why is it lower? Did I do, I don't know why it's lower, but it is lower. Okay. Did I do something correct? How's the standard? I don't know if this is correct. Let me go here and this should have just calculated. But I'm looking at the standard error. Oh, it's big. It's just big. This one is big. This is big. I thought it was supposed to be small. All right. And then we do our comparison between our measurement and what we expected here. Is what we expected proper? Yeah, it's the same. It's going to be the same 8 centimeters. Okay. And this is actually giving me, are these results more reliable? You know, if I take 30 measures, so in the other cases, we took 2 measures and then we took 5 measures. And now I'm taking 30 measures, it's like, is the experimenter messed up? Am I the one? Or is it just that, this is a more realistic percent error between prediction and measurement, what we should expect? I don't really know how to quite think about that at this point, but you probably do. And so here's something else that you could potentially discuss. So I'm going to say this. I have a few more minutes or 1 more minute. I'm going to say this. When the normal distribution is done, I take that one as the standard. And when I say the standard, that's the one that we should look at and say, oh, hey, hold on. Everything needs to be compared to this one. All right. And so the normal distribution, all of these things are coming in over here. If we have more points, the more points we have, scientifically, we should be able to remove errors associated with our measure. Okay. So if it's maybe I was just more biased in the way in which I was taking it, maybe my mind started to drift in a way in which it did not need to drift, taking all of these measurements. And so the focus may not have been there. Okay. And so if I were to do this again, I would definitely try to focus in on I would try not to deviate. And so I don't know if the voltage machine or, like the power supply, if it has something going on with it, but not quite sure of what we would do in this particular case, other than to just because I want the percent error between the prediction and the measurement to be low, it doesn't mean that it will be. If this is variability in our system, it's variability in our system. This is just what we should expect. And then if so, let's just say we're going to put this into production, or we're going to actually apply this somewhere, and this is the kind of percent error we're getting, maybe we need to do some kind of shift, like upward. to get closer to what we're actually expecting. All right. I'm saying true. Let me see if I say false. Ooh, better, which is what I was expecting, you know. But again, one would I would sit up and say one would need to justify it, but